In the last video, I actually mentioned what happened to one of my properties where the tenant left, abandoned the property and did not pay the rent for about a month or so and did a huge amount of mess or huge amount of damages. So in this video, I am going to share how I claim the insurance successfully and get all the money back from the insurance company. So watch till the end. Alright, so if you have not watched the previous video, please go watch it. This is going to help you to understand what actually happened. And in this video, I am going to share the step-by-step process. So the first step of that insurance claim is you have to make a claim. And in Australia, especially with the insurance provider that I am in, I had to make a phone call to make that claim. So I called them and I informed them that this is what happened, which is the property, the tenant left, and all sort of things that has happened. They are going to ask you quite a few questions, which I had to answer those questions. And once those questions has been answered, the claim has been lodged. So that's the first step, and this has to be done as an owner, because insurance, the property manager or any other persons are not authorized to do this unless you make them authorize and then they do it. So I prefer that I will do it. It's easy to explain. It's your property, you know what happened, and I actually make the claim. It takes about half an hour to 45 minutes over phone, and that the other side of the person, which is from the insurance provider, they are going to ask all these questions and you made that claim. They will give you an insurance, the claim number, which is like 6 to 8 digit or 10 digit number, depends on the insurance provider. And once you get the claim number, any follow-up discussion will happen based on that. So that's the first step, you make the claim. Step number 2 will be, once you made the claim, is to gather documents. So insurance provider, the company, they are going to send an email to you. If you authorize, then to your property manager's email address, if you give their email address, then they are going to send the email to both you and the property manager asking for all the documents. And particularly 4 or 5 documents which I mentioned in my previous video. If you watch that video, and you'll understand what all documents generally need, and you need to make sure that those documents are there before even starting this insurance claim, because once you start the insurance claim, you can't amend any document, you can't change anything according to your suit, because then insurance claim is going to be void. When all the documents have been requested by the insurance provider, your property manager is going to send all these documents, because they have all these details. If they need anything from you, they might ask, but most of the stuff, whether it's an entry condition report, exit condition report, current lease, how much is the agent commission, what's all sort of questions, all sort of documents they will ask, and you have to provide, your property manager is going to provide all these documents. So that's the next step, is providing all the supporting documents, what has happened. One key note to call out here is that insurance company, they will always try not to pay you as much as possible, right? They will try to pay you minimum. So there are some tricks that you have to follow in order to get the maximum claim. And what I do is that, first of all, I follow up with them regularly. I ask them, okay, do you need any other information? What is happening? And based on this information that we provided, the next step number 3 would be the insurance company is going to provide an assessor, or the property assessor, who from the insurance, on the behalf of insurance company, will come and inspect the property, will check actually what damages that we mentioned, we told them is actually the case. So they are going to come and be in the property and will do the inspection. And that's the third step, which is the inspection of the property by an assessor. So at this stage, I am actually in Sydney and my property is in Queensland. With all the lockdown restrictions, it is impossible for me to go. Hence, I actually made sure that my property manager, who is there with the inspector and provides all the details, what happened and genuinely what happened and all, to tell them, so that they make a note. Of course, there would be a tussle. Some of the stuff is general wear and tear, or some of the stuff is actual damage, And this is why a good property manager is very important, because good property manager will explain to them that, hey, no, this is not a general wear and tear, this is a pure damage, because 3 or 4 months before, when we did the inspection and when we checked that everything was good, everything was up to the marks, look at the report, but now after 3 months in the exit condition report, this is how it shows. So if the property manager actually explains it and all this, and you need to make a note, then the assessor is going to say that, okay, these are the things that needs to be replaced, or that needs to be changed, or that needs to be fixed. So it's important to have a good property manager in this stage for this insurance claim. If you are going personally, like your property is close by and you can go, then you can of course explain to them as well. Okay, what's the next step? What happened is that once the inspection has been done, then the property assessor is going to make a scope of work that they are going to fix it. So in other words, we mentioned 10 things to be fixed, but the property assessor assessed and said no, only these 5 or 6 things would be fixed, and the remaining 4 are general wear and tear. And this is how you need to be like bounce emails and send phone calls or talk to the property assessor to explain no, why this is not. So eventually you need to come up with an agreement, because as I said, insurance company is not going to pay you for free, it needs to be a genuine, and in this case the scope of work needs to be defined, and the property assessor will do the scope of work. In my case, that is what the property assessor did, and eventually the scope of work, once it has been defined, that has been sent to their builder, which is one builder, one company that they go to provide them the quote, how much money that is needed to fix all these things. So they will go the quote. What I also did, I actually went to my builders and I gave them, okay, these are the things that needs to be fixed, what would be the amount, so that the quote I also took from my builder or from my property manager's builder, so that we know, we can compare what is the actual amount that is coming. Most of the cases I have seen that the quote that comes from the insurance company's builders are generally higher than the quote that comes on our builder, because of course with my property manager, he has a better network in terms of reaching out all the tradies and all, so we can get a better quote. And this is why I always prefer to have a cash settlement with an insurance company rather than asking the insurance company to fix all this. There are 2 reasons. One is that insurance company is going to take longer time to fix all these things, and the second thing is that insurance company's quote is generally higher. So if you can make a lump sum cash settlement, using the same money you can fix much more things. Some of the general wear and tear also it can be fixed, and that's an important lesson. It is always going to get both quotes, both side, and then just check which one is cheaper. Generally it is always on the property manager's side, or our side quote is cheaper, hence I always prefer with the lump sum settlement. In this case also I made clear that yes, we are going to go with cash settlement, and the insurance company will the agreement with us, paid us with the cash settlement. They didn't do any work, and the work has been done by our builder. There you go. That's how I get paid and the settlement happened, and I got that cash money from the insurance provider. Using the money I fixed all the things, and now the property is tenanted again. So in words, sometimes when things happen like this, it is scary. It feels like, oh, it's the end of the world, my property has so much damages. But if we know the process, if we have the right insurance, and if we know how to claim the insurance, as I mentioned here, it is going to be much easier, and you will have a better, you will not have much of a sleepless night if you don't have an insurance, and if you have to pay thousands of dollars from your own pocket, then that's how it is going to be a challenging. So I hope you got something out of it, and you now understood the process of how to make an insurance claim. I hope that you never make a claim. You always pay the premium, you will never make a claim, because no matter what, when you make a claim, some amount of money you will definitely lose, especially the excess amount that you have, or even something that needs to be fixed, but the insurance company believes that it's a general wear and tear. On top of that, if the during the time that it's vacant, you are not getting the rent as well, so that amount is not going to be covered by insurance company. So you are going to lose quite a bit of money. Hence, insurance claim is the last thing that should come to your mind, but if it happens, you are covered. That's how it should be. So I hope you learned something out of it. If you really like this video, please subscribe the channel, and it will really help me a lot to reach out to more people, and it will motivate me to do and create more videos like this. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.